One of the first modifications many Focus ST owners do is a nice cold air kit. A good aftermarket cold air kit is going to provide a much better sound than the factory Composer and factory cold air kit do. At the same time, it's going to add some horsepower as well. One of the hottest kits right now is this new kit here from CPE, which includes the pipe, this custom air box, and everything needed for installation. Today, we're going to show you how to install it using this 2014 Focus ST. The kit's available with your choice of a synthetic oiled filter or a dry filter. For our application, we went with the synthetic oiled filter. The kit includes the filter, the custom air box with a plexiglass lid, a 3-inch mandrel-bent inlet tube, and all necessary hardware for installation. We'll be installing the black kit on our blue ST. This kit's also available in the race red or tangerine scream. For this installation, we need a 3/8 ratchet, 1/4 inch ratchet, 15mm socket, 12mm deep socket, 10mm socket, 8mm socket, 7mm socket, short 3/8 extension, short 1/4 inch extension, 3/16 Allen key, 5/64 Allen key, 1-inch or an adjustable wrench, 10mm wrench, Phillips head screwdriver, and a flashlight. Because of the area you're working and the fact we're removing a lot of sensors, the first thing we're going to do is disconnect the battery. To make it a lot easier to get the cold air kit installed, we're going to remove the cowl. To do so, we're going to start by taking off the wipers. You want to make a small mark when you take the wiper off. That way when you put it back on, you make sure it gets aligned properly. I'm going to remove the wiper arm. If you pull it up, you want to shimmy it back and forth. That'll make it loose and then it'll pop off. Once the wipers are off, remove the covers off both sides. Once the covers are off, you can access the lower mounting bolts. You want to clearance the washer hose, so pull this out of the way here, pull up on the back, and then we can lift the cowl up. Disconnect your Composer tube from underneath, and we can put the cowl aside. I'm going to remove the engine cover now to give us a little more room to work. Remove the vacuum line. You see pinch top and bottom. Again, put that out of the way. And disconnect the map sensor. Now you can remove the top tube. Start with the hose clamps. I remove the top bolt here, which actually brackets the top inlet tube to the engine. Once the inlet tube's out of the way, now we can work on the factory air box. This whole thing's actually going to come out as one assembly. You start up front here, simply pull up on this rubber flap. Once you remove the box, then remove the lower air duct as well. Now we're going to move over and work on the tube that comes off your turbo. You're going to move the bolt here and the stud here to remove the bracket. This part's going to be harder to see, but there's going to be a hose clamp down here at the bottom. You want to grab a 7mm for this one, just reach down and loosen it up, and then we can take off the turbo tube. The last part of this assembly is remove the PCV line. CPE includes a new hose for your PCV because it's going to have to be longer. You will need the fitting that goes on the engine side though. Just want to spin and twist and remove that. You want to install the fitting to the new hose by kind of following the curve. You don't want it to be an S, you want to kind of complete the C. And then tighten down with a supplied hose clamp. You're tightening down on plastic, so don't over tighten, just get it so it's snug. You want to remove a few things from your factory air box, starting with this foot right here, which you're going to transfer to our new intake. Before you put it aside, you want to remove the map sensor from your factory air box. Now we're ready to start prepping the CPE air box for installation. You want to grab that rubber foot you removed off the factory one. It's going to slide right in here. The other mounting brackets included. Put that in place. Grab a supplied bolt and washer. The other supplied aluminum foot's going to go at the bottom of the box here. Now you want to install the sensor in the new CPE tube using the supplied hardware. The next step in assembling the air box is going to be to install the filter. You want to start by grabbing the bell mouth. It's going to go into the filter from the top. You basically want to get it flush. And then tighten down the hose clamp. Now we'll put the filter into the air box. The other end of the bell mouth coming out the side here. And screw it in using the supplied hardware. You don't want to tighten it down all the way. Get it tight enough to hold it in place so you can get the other screws started. Once you have them all lined up, you can go back and tighten them all down. You want to take the short air duct from the factory box, sort of lay it in here. It's not going to snap in place, but it'll be held in once it goes back in the car. Now we're going to install the silicone coupler to the turbo. The smaller end is going to go down on the turbo, and you want to put the hose clamp on first. Make sure you leave the clamp in a place where you can actually get to it to tighten it up. Now we're going to install the inlet pipe itself. Again, you want to make sure you put the hose clamp on first. Put it in some kind of way where you can reach it. And then we'll get the hose clamp into place. You don't want to tighten it yet. Just tighten it up a little bit so it doesn't move around. Now we're going to install the PCV hose. You want to carefully reroute the wire for the map sensor. Since we moved it, it's a little further of a stretch than it was before. Next, put the box into place, again using the factory locations. I'm going to put both hose clamps on the 60-degree tube. We'll start by putting on the inlet tube itself. I'm going to twist it on to our box. You want to get the tube as far on the filter as possible before tightening it down. And now we're going to bolt the inlet tube to the engine. Now that everything's seated, we can go back and tighten down the fitting, the clamp on the turbo. Now we can install the other factory inlet tube. We reinstall the stud for our engine cover. Make sure you get it in the right location. Don't forget to reconnect this vacuum line here. Then we can put the engine cover on and reinstall our cowl. And the last step is to install a supplied plexiglass cover. And your installation is finished. Our CP cold air kit sounds great. You can really hear the turbo blow-off valve now through the intake.